All right, welcome to another video. This is week 12 to go on our road to Ironman Cairns, which is coming up in June 2026. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. My name's Des Trindle. I'm a 57-year-old triathlete based in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, and as this video says, I'm training for Ironman Cairns, which is just a little, as I make this video, about 11 weeks to go. And this video is a recap of my week 12 to go training week. So let's dive straight into that. Week 12 to go was actually a recovery week, and it's one that I'd been looking forward to for a while. For those of you who are new here, my training works in a periodization system. So what I do is I have a 4-week block in my training cycle, and in week 1, 2 and 3 in that block I increase my duration in training. At the moment a lot of my training is still in that zone 2, approximately about 85%, with about 15% of that training in zones 3 and zone 4. So a little bit of tempo stuff and things like that, but nothing over the top and nothing too hard. So anyway, as I said, I was looking forward to this week being a recovery week, and it was also leading into a little shorter distance race on the Sunday as well. So one that I enjoy doing, and one that I was really looking forward to. So kick off with our Monday. Monday was a day off for me. Sometimes on a 7-day cycle or a 14-day cycle, I do throw a complete rest day in, and especially on my recovery weeks. I had a big weekend with a long ride and a longer run, and just kick that recovery week off with the day off was quite good. Work-wise, I did have a country meeting shift which involved a little bit of driving as well, so approximately an hour and a half driving each way, plus the work shift itself, and that does take a bit out of you. So Monday, no training. Heading into Tuesday, my work shift was a 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. shift. So what I did that day, and we've got a car going past, is basically jumped on the indoor trainer and rode 40k just in the Ironman Cairns course on the Raby platform. So it just nothing special there, just keeping it steady in that zone 2 and just rolling along, and to be honest, just enjoying the scenery of the Cairns course and focusing on what I'm going to be seeing in real life in a few weeks' time. So Wednesday morning we actually jumped on an aeroplane. We had 2 days away, Wednesday and Thursday. My wife had organised a few months ago to head down to Sydney. She's a big fan of Mel Robbins, who's a podcaster and author. And you can find her on YouTube here as well. So she was running a show in Sydney, and my wife wanted to go, so being the great husband, I went along and supported her. Anyway, we jumped on the plane in the morning, flew down to Sydney and stayed in the Darling Harbour area. So what that meant was the event or the show wasn't until I think about 6:30 or 7 o'clock that evening. So I managed to get an afternoon run in around Darling Harbour, which I hadn't been to Sydney for about 15 years. So to see the development and everything was quite impressive, and just an absolutely beautiful spot. So my run for that day included about a 10-minute warm-up, and being a recovery week, this is still a bit of an interval hit out because I was racing, well I am racing, did race on the weekend as well. So I did 3 by 4 minutes, and I'm just running along once again, holding form, concentrating on breathing, enjoying the views, and sticking at about that 90% of my maximum heart rate. So, and it's what I felt that I would run for about 10k, to be honest. So after that was a little bit of a warm down. It wasn't a long session, it's just a 40-minute session, and as I said, it was just around that Darling Harbour area, and very, very scenic. So Thursday morning we were actually travelling home from Sydney back to Brisbane. So the morning was all travel. In the afternoon at about 4 o'clock I jumped on the trainer again. I'd left my bike set up and just did a 60-minute spin on the bike. So nothing special, just 60 minutes once again jumped on the Raby Cairns Ironman course and just did a 60-minute roll along up and down the hills and enjoying the scenery, or virtual scenery. So Friday we were heading back to work, but it was a very late shift, so it's like a 3 p.m. to 11:30 shift. All I wanted to do then was just in the morning go out and do an easy zone 1, zone 2 30-minute run. Once again, nothing special, just plodding along, remembering this is a recovery week, and also I'm sort of not really tapering, but I'm freshening up for the race on the weekend as well. So Saturday morning, it was a later night. I think it was over past midnight by the time I did get home on Friday night. So I didn't go out super early on Saturday, but I did want to get out and beat the traffic, especially on the Saturday morning with people heading over to the peninsula here. So threw the race wheels on and had the bike in race spec, and just went out and did 60 minutes on the road, and just did 2 or 3, I think it was only 2 short efforts of about 2 minutes with a good recovery in between, just at sort of race pace, what I felt that I was going to hold on the Sunday in the race. So, and that's pretty much it for the Saturday. Sunday we raced down at Raby Bay, and that's a little they call it a classic distance race. It's a 900 metre swim, 24k bike and 6k run. It's part of the Queensland Triathlon series, and it was race 6 of 7 in the series, and this was my 5th race in that series, so I have done a few of these, and I find they're great little hit outs for a few reasons. 1, your motivation, and 2, if you put them at the end of the sort of recovery cycle week, it gives you that really good sort of hit out as well, and then you're building into your next block phase after that. So I've done a little race review video, so I'll put a link to that in the description, but the race went pretty well. I made some little mistakes. Transition 2, I wrecked my bike, I ran past my own towel and shoes and wrecked my bike in the wrong spot, and then had to come back and fix that. And I had a little issue on the bike where I rode myself into a pothole, and the handlebars sort of went down as well. But all in all, good race. I ended up with another podium, so that was 2nd place behind Darren, and yeah, quite a fun little race. I think I was about 8 seconds down at the end of the race. So from here we build into another build phase. So this will actually be a 4-week build with the recovery on the 5th week, and I'm timing that to head into another little race, which will be a preparation race of 2k, 60k and 15k, which is race 7 in this Queensland Tri Series at Moreton Bay. So if you've made it this far in the video, thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate the views. If you're subscribed, thank you. If you haven't, you do know the drill. Like I said, I've put a link in the description for the Raby Bay race review if you want to have a look at that. And until next time, stay safe out there and enjoy the process. Cheers.